Hi guys, Mrs. Gibbons here. I'm going to do a presentation on creating a Google site. If you have not tried it, it's amazing. It's basically having like a little website that you can attach to your classroom, your Google Classroom. It's a great place to have a reference for a bunch of videos or anything else that you want for your classroom, and it makes it a little bit easier for the students to navigate than just scrolling through a whole bunch of stuff in their Google Classroom. So let's take a look. In this lesson, we will learn the benefits of using a Google site in conjunction with our Google Classroom and the steps to start putting together your Google site. It's a classroom reference, so it's going to allow students to have easier access for materials to review. It is a bit easier to access the videos and the materials. So let me show you an example of my Google site for my classroom. So this is my classroom. It is the Math and Science classroom site, and there's information on me for the students and parents. I have a science home and a math home. I also have a link to my Bitmoji classroom where they can access all of the different virtual things like Education Galaxy, STEM Scopes, just the basic sign-in page where they would have to log in. I also have a spot where they can actually ask me questions. So if they get stuck on something, they can actually click here, boop, and it goes to a Google form, and then I will get that information. So here is my Google site. I can show you if I click on the home link, it gives me my science link. Again, there's my picture, and then it gives me all of this stuff, so I can click on my science word wall, and here's my science word wall, our current thing for this, and this is actually a whole other PD that I'm working on. So I have all those. I also have the science year units laid out for them. They can click on these two currently. Myself, at the moment, I have these other ones under wraps. They are coming soon, so I have it put where they are currently hidden, so I can access them by doing them without publishing. And then of course I have this where they can go here and they can actually access the different components. So they can go to STEM Scopes, they can go to FET Colorado. So I put in a bunch of links here. So this is basically what my Google site looks like. So that was a quick little overview of my classroom site, so you can look through it. I do have a link to it in my Google Classroom for Learning, so you can go there and kind of navigate through and peruse and see how you like it. So how do we start creating our Google site? So first of all, if you know, you have your little spot with the little waffle area right there. I guess I'm not sure what to call it. I just called it a little waffle. And right here underneath it, since our district uses G Suites, we have access to create a Google site. So then you're going to create it, and you're going to click the little part that says create. Then you're going to have this pop up. So you're going to name it whatever you want to name it. I started naming it practice site. I think it's still named practice site, and then you can title your page. So now we are going to want to insert some of these things into our page. I have my learning site pulled up for us. So if I want to, I can come over here to insert, and here's a bunch of layouts that they have for me. Okay, so what if I want to insert this here, I could put stuff here, I would type whatever you want here, and then you can link it if you want to create another page. So for example, if I wanted to create a page to my virtual word wall, I would go to pages and I would just add a page. So I could put virtual word wall, done, and there we go. I have a new page. So then I can embed stuff. I can go back here to insert. I'm going to pull this down here and insert, and then I would just put virtual word wall, so I could link it. So I want to link my virtual word wall. So here's my science word wall. I can click share. I can copy my link. And then I'm going to put it here with a link. I don't want my students to edit. So this part right here where it says edit $USP equals sharing, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to write in the word present. I am going to apply it. So what it now has done, it has done it to where when they open it, it goes right into a presentation mode instead of to the Google Slides. Okay, so that is an example of how to do it. So it's best to kind of play around with it a little bit and create your stuff by adding, inserting stuff that you want, creating your pages. So right now this one only has 2 pages. There'll be a bit more. If you go back over here and look at this one, you can see there's actually a few more pages embedded in there. So that way they have more areas to go to, and then it's based off of the content. So if you are teaching like everything, then you can actually have your site have a part for reading, a part for math, a part for science, a part for spelling, any different parts that you want. Or if you're teaching only one content, you can also have it pretty much the same. So like if you're teaching 6th grade and 7th grade, you can have a 6th grade page and a 7th grade page, or then you can create a site for each one. So that's kind of what it is. Now before you publish it, you can always do the preview. So you would click preview, and this is what your students would see. So your students would see this, and so that's kind of how you can see what they can look at if they're looking at their phone. This is kind of what it would look like if they were on their phone. You can also do it if they were looking at it at a tablet, what it would look like on the tablet, and then of course on a laptop or a computer screen. So, and then you would exit out of that. So just play around and check it out before you publish. So before you send it out, you are going to need to publish. I kind of showed you where the publish is. It's up in the top right corner, right there. Then you would copy the link and embed it into your Google Classroom as a resource. So you would copy the link, here's your link, and then you would go to your Google Classroom and put it in. So if I was in my Google Classroom right here, which I think I already embedded those in there, and so you would just create a, you can either create it here where you would share something, and then you could add the link right here and you would add it in there. And that's all of another presentation on actually with your Google Classroom, how to embed links. So that's basically how you would embed your Google site into your Google Classroom. And it's great because, for example, right, I actually have this is a Google site reference, so you can go to it. And this is what comes up. If I want that to stay at the top of my page, so like if I add stuff, if I add all of this stuff down there, I could move, it's already at the top. So I could actually move it back to the top, so then it would stay current with everything that's going on in my Google Classroom. So basically that's how you have your Google site embedded into your Google Classroom. Okay? So just play around with it, and then you can edit and publish again later on. So we discussed the benefits of using a Google site in conjunction with our Google Classroom and the steps to start. I hope you enjoyed the presentation on how to create your Google site. As always, I'm here to answer any questions you might have. I'm sure there's others out there who might have some answers on creating your Google site. Here is my email, dawn.gibbons@jubileeacademic.org. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Send me a message through my email, or you can even send me a message on Google Hangouts. All right, guys. Bye.